Have you recently started a brand new business but have absolutely zero idea on how to build your network so that you can start to promote it? Networking can be really scary, especially if you're shy and introverted or if you lack confidence. By the end of this video, you'll know how to network yourself effectively both online and offline. This will help you expand your network as well as establish yourself as an expert in your field. Before we go ahead and dive in, for the very best advice on creating both that business and lifestyle that allows you to have the freedom and flexibility you've always craved, be sure to go ahead to tap that bell and hit subscribe so you get notified the next time a new video airs. Back when I had started my own business coaching practice, I knew I was an expert. I had just spent over 15 years of my life as the third generation running my family's wholesale distribution business. In fact, I had worked my way all the way up to a senior vice president. So I knew my stuff. The only problem was no one else did. In fact, a lot of folks hadn't even heard of me, and this was something that I knew I was going to have to overcome. So when launching my new practice, instead of going the content route, which I was a digital marketer in that amount of time too, so I knew how to build a social media audience. That wasn't a problem. But instead of having to rely on creating content and potentially competing with the algorithms at the time, as well as other industry experts in my field, I decided instead to take a networking approach to grow my new business. Because this way I was able to meet people directly and demonstrate my expertise directly up front through a conversation without needing to wait for my content to be showed to the right person as many times as needed for somebody to trust me, right? It's a lot easier to trust somebody through a conversation that you're having directly with somebody as opposed to through content. Content takes time to build up. People can develop trust in a single conversation if they get the right vibe. And my approach worked because within weeks of starting my business, literally weeks, I already had landed multiple paid clients. So if it worked for me, it's going to work for you too. And I'm going to share with you exactly how to network today when you have no network. All right, so let's talk about how to network. First up is you have to know your objective. And a lot of folks don't get this right. Most people, they think when they network, it's to meet as many people as humanly possible. And that's just simply not the case. Your objective when you are networking to grow your business is to be put in touch with your target client or your ICA, ideal client avatar. If you can't meet your ICA directly, the objective is to meet people who can introduce you to your ICA. So all told, the whole purpose of wanting to expand your network to begin with is to generate leads. So you have to be clear on that first and foremost before you even dive in. And when you do this, you're going to be way ahead of the game because in general, majority of the people out there networking, they don't have a strategy. So once you know your objective, then from there, you need to determine who it is that you're going to need to meet through your networking to meet your objective. So if you are, like I said, if you are networking in order to meet leads, right, you need to know exactly who your target client is. And you need to know who is it that is in touch with your target client. You have to have a punch list of specifically when you go to a networking event, who it is that you want to meet. Next up, you're going to want to research where these people spend their time. So you're going to find, and this can be done both online as well as offline, right? So offline, you're going to look for local networking events that are specific to the type of people you want to meet. So if you're in health and fitness, you want to meet people at health and fitness events. If you are in business, you want to meet people at business networking events, right? So you want to make it specific to the type of person that you're targeting. Now, note too that this can happen, like I said, both online and offline. So other ways that you could do this is utilizing Facebook groups or even LinkedIn and figuring out where your target client or the people who know them hang out online, right? So those are two different ways to go about it. So then from there, you're going to want to research where do these people hang out? Because those are going to be the networking events that you want to prioritize and spend your time at. Now, I mentioned this before, but networking can be done both offline as well as online. So a great strategy if you want to go online is to spend time in different Facebook groups or even on LinkedIn and meet people that way. And this is a strategy that I teach extensively in my paid program, the Validate Your Biz Blueprint. Now, once you figured all that out, then it's as simple as making sure you are hanging out where these people are hanging out. Because the whole purpose is to try to introduce and make authentic connections. And you can't do that unless you actually put yourself out there and spend time where your targets are spending time. Now, I'll bet that there are people hanging out here right now in the comments. Are you looking to network? If so, comment below and mention who you are, what you do, and who you're looking for connections to. Maybe somebody else checking out this video is exactly who you're looking to be in touch with or can put you in touch with them. So go ahead, network in the comments. All right, so after you figured out your objective, you've learned who it is that you want to be put in touch with, and then from there you figured out where they all hang out. The next step is obviously going out there and hanging out. But once you're there, how do you introduce yourself? So you want to make sure that you have a clear and concise positioning statement to introduce yourself. So many folks, when they network, they don't do this. They kind of ramble on and on during a 60-second overview. And there's nothing that tunes somebody out quicker than someone who's just talking with no specific purpose. So having a clear, concise positioning statement, which is basically your elevator pitch, you want to be able to explain to people who you are, who you serve, and who you're looking for connections to very quickly in a matter of a few lines. And when you're able to do that, then you're actually helping the people who are at the event know specifically who to put you in touch with. So after that, then from there, you want to start collecting information on the people that you meet at the event who are your targets, whether they be your exact target client or somebody who can introduce you to them. So you want to make sure that you are collecting business cards if you're at an in-person event, or potentially even having a conversation with them online and suggesting that you move to DM. The whole point is to be able to create relationships with these people after the event. So after, you want to be able to meet people one-on-one to learn more about them, learn about who they are, what do they do, who do they serve, who do they need connections to. Networking is awesome because it really comes from a place of service. It's not necessarily about you wanting to land more leads, even though that is the objective, but you're able to help other people, even if they aren't your ideal client, because you can connect them with other people that you've met through networking. And it's kind of a win-win for everybody. So it's a really, really great feel-good way of marketing. And in order to be able to do that, you have to be having these one-on-one conversations. So don't be afraid to, either send out an email or send a DM and say, hey, I would love to meet you for a coffee. You could do it in person, or you could potentially even do a Zoom meeting. Either way, you want to be scheduling individual meetings with people who are on your target list to learn more about them and see how you can help them serve. Now, when you have these one-on-one meetings, it is so, so important that you recognize that you do not want to sell on them. There is nothing that turns somebody off in a networking one-on-one than being sold to immediately, especially if you're not their target, right? So if you've never ever mentioned that you're buying a house, for example, and you have a mortgage broker who's trying to sell you on, a mortgage, it just really sets off a bad taste in your mouth. That's not the purpose of a networking event. So when you are networking one-on-one, really the focus isn't about selling. It's about getting to know them, know their interests, their likes, their family, on a personal level, and then what are their goals? Who are they looking to meet? And you want to help them achieve their goals, and they want to help you achieve your goals. That's what makes networking work. In the event, which it sometimes happens, that somebody is your target client, then from there, you could always schedule a second sales call. That's normally what I'd recommend, but for this purpose, you definitely do not want to be selling at all, right? Remember, come from a place of service. And from there, really, it's just all about getting to know people and enjoying the process, right? Enjoy the process, meet new people, build your network, and you will be well on your way to promoting your new business and establishing yourself as an expert in your field. Now, as I mentioned before, in order for networking as a strategy to work, you really need to be crystal clear. You have to be clear on who your ideal client is, your ICA, ideal client avatar, as well as, who is it who works with your ICA? Who can introduce you to them? Where does your ICA hang out? Now, this is something that I teach in detail in my paid program, the Validate Your Biz Blueprint. If you're an aspiring or brand new entrepreneur who's looking to network to expand your business and would like to work directly together on implementing some of the strategies I shared in today's video, I'd love to invite you to book a call to discuss whether or not the Validate Your Biz Blueprint can help you achieve your business goals. Apply to book your call today by clicking the link below in the description. Go ahead and check out these videos next to learn even more ways to expand your network. And if you like this video, be sure to hit like, subscribe, and share it with your friends. I'll see you next time.